Down the Lens Podcast. Down the Lens Podcast.
She messaged me like 2 weeks later, listen, my production company that are shooting the Hunter's second album's like return single video have dropped out. Can you make a video happen by next Tuesday in Spain? So we had the owner in the other room. The house was leaking. Like, it was like, let's get this done. Anyway, boom, it hits the water. I remember thinking, I think I just got that.
Yeah.
I think that's money. I think we just got it.
Yeah.
You know, and we were filming an event for them a couple of weeks back, and I was watching one of the ads that one of the boys had put together, like, you know, intro to this big event, the NEC in Birmingham. And I was watching the screen thinking, we've done that. You know, and I always remember being like, you know, like I was saying earlier, like chasing that, I need to be better. I need a better camera to be better. I need this, I need that. And then once I get that, I'll be able to make films like that. You know, I was watching this advert of pets and things like that, and I was thinking, we did that. And like, if I'd gone back 10 years to that point where I was watching someone else's YouTube video thinking I need to be that good. What would I have thought watching that video?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Down the Lens Podcast. I'm joined here by Hamish. Hello, Hamish. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thank you, my man. I'm very good, thanks, Cole. Good to be here.
Chilled guy. First met you just outside there, and you seem very relaxed, chilled. But then, as soon as the camera pressed record, the sweat started pouring out your head.
That's it, see, it's red light syndrome, isn't it?
I know.
Camera starts going and you don't know what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't know why you did this. How did I get here?
How did I agree to this? I don't even know this bloke is sat on the other sofa.
No, it's all good.
How are you? You good?
I'm very good, thank you, mate. Nice and busy. And
appreciate you coming on. Obviously, you spoke briefly outside. You started getting into the game when you were 19. You now have a fully fledged video production company, Trust Productions. Talk to me a little bit how you got into it, and then obviously we'll go further down the line.
Wow. Okay. God, how long have you got? I was about 19, I think. I was doing music as well. I was in a band for a while. I was good with a group of Newport lads, actually. We had a good laugh doing that. And I thought I kind of need something as a bit of a backup in case, you know, obviously this has a shelf life if it doesn't go to where we want it to go. And basically I thought, I'll go to college and I'll learn to do editing, filming or something like that. So I thought, okay. And then a friend of mine at the time was like, oh, well, I've got a company. Do you want to just learn from me? And I was like, well, hell yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, sounds perfect. So I worked part-time with him. And I actually I'd saved money from a bar job. Like I was going to go and be a ski instructor.
I wanted to do that, mind.
Oh man,
I'd done a couple of ski trips with school and I was hooked. I was like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, I love it. I'm absolutely addicted to it. But I really wanted to do that. So I saved a bit of cash. Anyway, I invested that into his company.
Okay.
And it was just around the time that DSLR had come out. So obviously everything suddenly starts to look cinematic. And everybody has a nifty 50 and, you know, everything looks great. Or very different, you know. Obviously it's changed a lot since then. But got into it like that. And loved it, absolutely loved it. I sort of messed around with cameras before, with mates and stuff like that. And then things went south with him in terms of a business partner. We did very well in our first year. Things went south, which is fine.
What kind of content were you shooting when you first kind of was doing that, obviously, before?
We actually, back then, we actually did quite well, and we moved into Golly Slater in Cardiff as their video team. Right,
nice.
And then, so we moved into Golly Slater as their video team, and we were just shooting things for like if I remember WRU, lots of corporate stuff, really. But it kind of gave me the formula to, okay, this is what I need to do, this is what I'd like to change, and you know, this is how I want to make films.
This is where my interests are, and I can't be bothered with X, Y, Z.
Absolutely. But then on the side of that, then I did the band then for years.
What kind of band we talking? Rock band, heavy metal? Rock band. We kind of like Oasis 90s vibe kind of.
Well, Zane
Lowe...
Not
much a big of an age gap in there.
To drop a name, Zane Lowe did describe us as the British version of the Killers.
Ah, so you were actually...
Yeah, we did all the... There, like, we did the Radio 1 stuff, you know.
Nice. Any live lounge stuff we can overlay on this?
No, absolutely not. No. I won't give you the rights. No. So did that till, you know, I kind of put it on the back burner then, the video stuff, you know. And then, like I said, things went south with that business partner. And I thought, I was left with nothing. I thought, oh God, I need to do something. I need to get a camera. So I was working in a clothes shop in Cardiff at the time. And on weekends then I would try and network and just meeting people. And, you know, I remember actually in the band, towards the end of the days of the band, we went to a studio where the Killers recorded their first album.
Nice.
And on the wall, there's a poster that says, work hard and be nice to people.
Stuck in your head then, did it?
And that is just the absolute...
Stayed with you. Yeah,
stayed with me, man. And it still does to this day, you know. Because, you know, put yourself in the room, work hard, be nice to people, and that is 100% the way to do it.
And in regards to timescales, how long are we talking when this was, you were moving away from the band and you were going into the video stuff?
So I think I put the video on hold at about 23. I then
like 10 years ago then. 10, 11 years ago.
About that. And then when we did the band till I was maybe like 29, I was still doing videos for the band and stuff. Which kind of helped them, because when that ended and I moved on to sort of the next chapter, what I did was I started Trust Productions, and then I also was directing music videos for bands.
Freelancing or through Trust Productions? Just
on my own name, because, you know, at the time it's not very cool if a band come up to you to put a company name at the end of the video. So I thought a cooler way of doing it is I'll just do it under my own name. So just at the end of every video, I just started to put directed by Hamish Kay. And then that started to grow, and then suddenly I did a job, very last minute job, and this is like kind of a thing that you shouldn't, not that you should say no to, like, you know, no, let me start that again. It's okay to say no to jobs, but obviously at the beginning, I was just shooting anything and everything I could. So a friend of mine couldn't make a shoot in London. He was like, look, do you want to go and shoot something at Abbey Road for me? I was like, absolutely. It's like,
football ground?
No, the recording studio in London.
Oh, right, okay.
You know, where the Beatles did. I thought, for me, I was thinking, I'd like to go there.
Cheers, mate,
let alone go there and, you know, film something. So I went there and did the job. It was really good. And I actually met a producer there that was the manager of the Hunter at the time, part of the their group, their team. And you know, we got chatting afterwards and just networking like you do, and we were having a laugh. And anyway, she took my details down. I think she looked at a show reel that I'd done or something like that. I think I was using an FS 700 at the time. Man, what a camera that was. That was a game changer for me.
Before my time.
Oh, what a game changer that was. Everything in 240 frames a second. Look at that. Cinematic. But yeah, so I met her. We then went on. She messaged me like 2 weeks later. Listen, my production company that are shooting the Hunters.
Video like.
Second album's like return single video have dropped out. Can you make a video happen by next Tuesday in Spain? So I'm there going,
Spain. Oh, really? Spain? Casabianca?
And I had a panic. I was like, can I do this?
This is my break.
This is it.
And how long ago was that? 5, 6 years ago?
Yeah, probably. Maybe 7 years. Yeah, something like that.
Not too long.
No, not too long. But I remember at the time, I'd saved a bit of money for a house deposit.
Right.
Obviously, and I remember thinking, I'm going to put this on the line to make this happen.
Right, okay.
And my mates were going, a couple of guys in production companies I know were like, you can't do that for that budget. I was like, put me on a plane with camera, with a camera, and I will bring you back a music video. I mean, I think it got something like 3.5 million views on Facebook.
That's big back then as well.
In 48 hours.
And how was you hooked back into it all?
Well, it was good because it allowed me, it was like, I loved doing the music stuff.
Yeah.
But then, you know, I could produce the music stuff then through Trust Productions. So it started to like, you know, I started to merge.
Business mind was going and you were like...
I wouldn't even say I got a business mind. It's just like, this seems to make sense.
Yeah.
Just push the two together now. And then that's become a little bit cooler. So, you know, now I've got a bit of a brand, which is great. So I think we've done, you know, I've done about 6 or 7 videos now with the Hunter.
Right, okay.
Obviously, it's a very small industry, the music industry. So I've gone on and done stuff on their management. I've then gone on tours with, you know, other bands. And yes, it's great, man.
And is the music where your heart lies shooting that kind of content? Or
No.
No?
Not at all.
What's your favourite kind of content? Or do you like a variety? Do you like to spice up? You don't like every week the same kind of thing?
As you know, Cole, this job is 100% never a dull day, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I love that final product, whether it's a music video, whether it's a corporate video. I just love that we did that so well. You know, when we go in there with a small team now, and I like shooting in small teams. I think it's just the new way.
How big is your team, if you don't mind asking?
It's not huge. We've got 3 people.
That's all you need, really.
And then all we do then is freelance others, you know.
Bring in people.
Like we do shoots from one-man band all the way up to like 20 people on set. We can do it if we want to, but I love those kind of like small teams. Everyone's working hard for the same goal. And look what we've just made. You know, I love that.
That's what you're most proud of.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's some of the biggest project you worked on that you've like, bucket list kind of job done?
Oh, I went out to, I got asked out to Barbados just before COVID.
It's all right.
I had a mad year that year.
Right, it was just Barbados.
It makes me sound, No, I had a mad year, like 2019. Was that before COVID? I can't even remember.
I think it was. Yeah, well, yeah.
Before that block where we all lost a bit of our lives.
Yeah. Just maybe you went in the January then, and you come back and you're like stuck in the house.
Yeah. So I remember thinking to myself that year, I would love to get on a plane and make a film.
Yeah,
I'd love to do that. That's like a bucket list for me.
Yeah.
By the end of that year, I felt like, don't ever put me on a plane again. It was chaos. It was chaos. Like I think we started off. I went out to. I think in maybe February, I went out to Barbados. I spent 9 days there shooting a fashion commercial for Lipsy and them. After that, flew home, shot a commercial then for Pet advert on the Wednesday. And then on the following Sunday, I flew out to New York for 9 days and did another like fashion thing out there. So it was just like, and that kind of continued all year even. But yeah, great fun.
And how are you getting these clients? Like word of mouth? Like
it's all word of mouth.
Yeah.
Like, it's all been word of mouth. And like I said, it's the I'm a really strong believer. Look, there's so many good filmmakers out there. There's way better filmmakers.
Well, I feel like if you're not in the industry, you don't know. But when you're in it, or like you're following other creators, you don't realize until you're in it. There's a shit ton of people out there.
Absolutely, and there will always be someone better than you. And as soon as you can accept that, and also accept the fact that there is enough work for everyone.
Yes.
Instead of trying to compete for work, like that's the attitude to have, and that's when things start going well. Yeah. I can't remember what the question was. What was the question?
There wasn't really a question or like an end point to it. It's more like when it's some of your favorite projects that you've worked on. But going back to you obviously saying about there's a lot of jobs out there for everyone. Like it's good to sometimes the brands are buying into you and who you are rather than necessarily. Obviously, your skills have got to be at a certain level.
Yeah.
However, it's about working with that personality because they have that rapport with you.
Absolutely, and I think this is what I was meant to say there. But I think that a lot of it, like I said, there's so many good filmmakers, there's so many good DOPs that can light things and make them look amazing, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm such a believer in it's the energy that you bring to that set. Because if you go there and everybody loves you and they think, well, not everybody loves you, but everybody loves the energy that you bring in.
Yeah. Positive.
They'll book you again.
Yeah.
100%.
It transfers across then onto the set. Like, if you were to come onto this podcast and I was a miserable git, you'd be like,
I wouldn't have lasted this long.
Yeah, you would have been gone. Be like, welcome, Hamish. Then you'd be like, out the door, gone. Like, obviously, you've got to have like that rapport, like build some sort of camaraderie or like thing to. Because obviously, going on to it, you obviously host you obviously do the Peter Crouch podcast. Obviously, you produce that. I can imagine, obviously, your energy being transferred across to that needs to be at a high level. Because they need to they have a good time on there, don't they?
It's funny, that one, because I met, again, it's quite a funny story how this happened, but...
Go on, tell me.
I met Abby and Pete through John, which is Abby's younger brother.
Right, okay.
Absolute legend. Big up, John.
Big up, John.
Basically, he was in a band,
and
I was friends with a producer down here, and he said, look, they need a music video. birthday, and I
sick.
thought, how amazing is
Yeah,
that?
that's
It's
what
the
you
first
take
time
away
I've
from
ever
it.
met you, you know?
Yeah, cool.
And they're such nice people. And then from there, I shot some fashion stuff with Abby, and they've just become really good friends.
That's cool.
Which is really nice. And then obviously, I then got in contact because, you know, kind of I'm the video guy, like, will you do the podcast? And this is when they moved away from the BBC doing it. So I was like, yeah, absolutely. So, and do you know what? They actually had it sussed out. It was just more of a case of, look, let me bring my kit, light it, and make it
they wanted
good
to
and edit
outsource that responsibility. They just wanted to sit down, do their thing, and then you come and do the behind.
Yeah,
the
so
scenes.
I can't take credit for that. You know, they're doing that, and they're doing it really well. Therapy Crouch doing really well as well now. Yeah.
And how did you? Is that the first time you kind of worked on podcasts and stuff like that? How did you find that?
It was the first time I worked on it, but you know, it's like anything.
Do you enjoy the new challenge?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like any job, isn't it? If someone says, "Oh, I've got this idea," or this, your brain then starts thinking, "Well, how many cameras am I going to need? How am I going to light that?" And blah, 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 and all this thing. Certainly, mine does anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just another challenge that we sort of rose to, and
Sounds like you enjoy it though.
yeah, good fun. We went to London, set up all the cameras, ordered 8 pints of Guinness, and got on with it.
Do you got there quite regularly to do that then, or was it?
So actually, we don't do it anymore. No. We did 2 seasons.
Yes.
And then it was like quite consuming. Obviously traveling to London once a week.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then getting that pod out by a certain day and a certain amount of socials with subtitles, etc., etc., etc. On top of all the other clients we've got, it was quite hard. So in the end, John's just like, you know, we had a chat about cameras and things like that. Yeah.
Learn,
And they're smashing it, which is great to see. Yeah.
That's sick. That's a cool story. You know, your current job role, what does that entail now? Obviously, you've got Trust Productions. You're a bit of everything. Or what do you like to what do you say your specific job roles are?
Well, I'm at the moment,
Yeah.
I'm
Uh,
driver, accountant, editor, grader, filmer, you know, director.
You stepping back a little bit from the creative kind of thing, or you like to do it all?
Well, that's the thing. It's like, you know, I think with having a small team, I think it's good to have a small team that can do it all and want to do it all and have the passion to do it all, because there'll be moments where I can't do something, or, you know, and it just becomes a much better collaborative environment.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love working in a team. You know, I've played sport and I love that
What's
team.
your go-to sport?
Oh, I'm pretty good at tennis.
Oh, tennis.
Yeah.
I thought it's typical Cardiff City kind of.
No, I'm not big into football. I'm not going to lie. Like,
I'm a rugby kind of guy.
Yeah. You're watching the World Cup and all that.
Yeah, we'll end there.
We'll cut that bit out.
But yeah, so obviously your job entails a lot of different responsibilities.
Absolutely. So the client will call me, like, say if we're doing a corporate job, we do a lot of veterinary work.
Okay.
Right, so we go all over the world doing that as well, which is good fun. But they'll call us, and again, we've sort of worked with them for maybe 8 years now, 7 or 8 years, and we'll have an idea, and then we'll just throw it around a bit, and then say work out the best way of doing it. And it's just like doing a music video.
Yeah.
I got this track. Okay, what emotion is that bringing out in you? And let your mind go absolutely wild, and then see if you can make it happen.
Yeah.
You know, like I always say, you got to go there to come back.
Right. Okay.
So like,
I've never heard that before.
Well, you know, because you have to.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you might not have thought of that great idea.
Right. Got you. Oh, right. So you're saying put yourself in that position, and then when you come back, that helps you create what you wanted to create,
or even just like think to the point where like someone might go, you can't do that. Well, why?
Yeah.
I'm going to have a go.
Yeah. Give it a shot.
Well, I'll go there to come back. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's
It's very Welsh saying, isn't it?
Very philosophical. So what kind of stuff do you obviously say corporate, and what about this vet stuff? What does that entail?
So we do a lot of corporate work with them, internal stuff, external stuff, adverts, TV adverts, online adverts, TikTok, you name it, we're doing it basically. Which is a mad space to be in, but it's also incredible. They've been a great client to us. We love working with them. You know, and we were filming an event for them a couple of weeks back, and I was watching one of the ads that one of the boys had put together, like, you know, intro to this big event, the NEC in Birmingham. And I was watching the screen thinking, we've done that. You know, and I always remember being like, you know, like I was saying earlier, like chasing that, oh, I need to be better. I need a better camera to be better. I need this, I need that. And then once I get that, I'll be able to make films like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was watching this advert of pets and things like that, and I was thinking, we did that. And like, if I'd gone back 10 years to that point where I was watching someone else's YouTube video thinking I need to be that good.
Yeah.
What would I have thought watching that video? You know, I'd have thought, exactly. Wow, like fair play. Like that looks great.
Yeah, it looks sick.
You know? And that's a good
thing. But someone might be viewing you like that now.
Yeah.
Like your old self.
Well, yeah, if they are, like stick with it, put yourself in the room and enjoy it. Learn from your mistakes, you know?
Yeah. What kind of you like pushing forward to now with like your company? You kind of, because you said obviously you're not niche, you don't niche, kind of do a bit of everything, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, I just like being, you know, I think for us it's like we're a bit more than a production company because we're a little bit like an agency in the respect that, okay, we're not as big as an agency, but agencies come and use us and things like that. But we're just a group of creatives that, you know, like to think, you know, just think outside the box and think, and that sounds so like cliche, but just, you know, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, allow yourself to like be creative. Yeah. And people come to us and allow us to do that. And that's not what you get. You know, we're not just going to turn up with the cameras and press record, make it look nice. Yeah. You know, we get involved in the whole process, which is why I think at the end of, you know, when you see the final project, you think, I'm so proud of that. Yeah. Whatever it is, whether it's a yoga video, whether it's a music video, or whether it's a, you know, something for TikTok. Yeah.
Cross all the boards.
Absolutely.
Talk me through like a kind of, say like I'm a client, I come to you with a project. Kind of talk me how like you manage from the beginning all the way through to the end. Kind of teach me your process.
The process.
So like you storyboarding, like
I'll be honest,
a big contract kind of person.
Well, yeah, I do it quite a weird way, right? Like I used to do
I'm
this.
All ears.
I used to do this with music videos. Yeah. Right? I used to get the track and I used to put it in Premiere or, you know, whatever software you're using. There are others. You know, I'd put it in there and I would put in reference frames.
Right, okay.
So essentially I'm doing the edit before I've...
When you say reference frame, are you getting clips from other places or are you just putting like text on the top saying
I might
like
see an
tight
advert.
shots? Or?
Yeah, I might do that. But then, you know, I might see an advert which I really liked. That Hunter Summer video, for instance, there was a big influence from where did I take that from? From a Dior advert at the time. Okay, cool. And I actually like referenced a couple of the shots. I thought this is amazing. Yeah, cool. Sick. You know, driving in a car and all that. That's kind of a way I do it. So so that when it comes to the shoot, I'm so like, I kind of don't need it written out.
Yeah, you've got it in your head.
And I'll go over it so many times, just so I'm like, okay, yeah.
So you're taking the clips, overlaying them onto over the audio on the Premiere, for example, and then you're building it that way. Yeah. That's quite cool. I've never heard of someone doing it.
If I was doing music, I'd probably do it that way. Yeah. I don't do them all like that, but if, you know, you have that time, an example, great. Yeah. It's funny, like we shot a commercial recently, for a pet company, different one, but for a pet company. And it's funny, we had to go to London to do another job, I think yoga videos or something like that. And we had about an hour before we had to pack the van and go.
To the next location, was it?
Yeah, but I'd said to the client, oh, look, I'll by Monday, I'll have an idea to you. Yeah. I'm thinking, oh, God, I haven't even thought of the idea yet. I haven't even thought the idea yet. So spent an hour then just spitballing ideas, and we got it down and you know, I sent it to the client, and then I had that moment of like, oh no,
is it going to be good enough?
What are they going to think of that? Yeah. Anyway, they replied day after, we absolutely love this, you know. And then from there we did write out a storyboard then. No reference images, just literally like, you know, I think it just makes it clear for you and the client, so that you don't get to the end goal and then they go, oh well, that's not quite what I wanted. You know, because that's difficult if it ever gets.
So a lot of your clients, do you storyboard a lot of the projects for them and then send that to them as like a pitch deck of some sort, or they kind of already know who you are, so they're trusting you already with it?
I like to think that we're trusted.
Yeah,
as stupid as that is.
Well,
bit of a whatever. But yeah, it's a nice feeling that, you know, people do come to us and know that we're going to give a good job.
Yeah, high quality.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's you can't go wrong with that, really. Like that's obviously what you want to try and portray across to obviously your customers and any potential people looking to come on board. So yeah, we were talking off camera because I was talking about obviously I've been shooting this podcast on, and then I was like, I want to get an FX3 and stuff like that. And you're saying you've absolutely spunked loads of money up the wall on gear, but obviously you speak from experience that gear isn't everything when you obviously first started out and where you are now actually as well.
100%. Like, go back 10 years with me, and if someone said, you'll have a red, 2 reds and an Alexa, you'd be going, nah. Or you'd be thinking, yes, I really need that. Yeah. Whereas now, like, I've got cameras just gathering dust, and you're thinking, it's all about the eye and the passion you have for it, without doubt.
Right, okay.
Without doubt. Don't get caught up in the gear. Because as soon as you get caught up in the gear, find something that works for you and gives you a style and you like, because that's what clients will come for.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might see the red logo now and then.
Yeah, but hardly any of the clients can actually know what that is really in retrospect.
No one cares, man. Yes, you will get an amazing image out of a red, totally. You'll get an amazing image out of an Ari. But you'll get an amazing image out of a, FS700.
Yeah, true. Here you go. Here's a question to put you on the spot. If I give you $5,000 now and you were just about to start out, but you knew what you knew now, what would you do with that $5,000? Obviously, you need to buy some equipment with it, but would you invest it more into like the business side of things, or would you invest it more into the
$5,000? What would I do with $5,000 if you gave me?
You don't have to list me off each specific.
I would just get myself a
standard mirrorless.
Yeah, I mean. This is another thing which we could probably maybe go on to, but like gimbals, and people get caught up in all that. It's like, man, sack that off. Get good with your hips.
Right, okay.
And you're away.
Get that steady shot.
Get that steady shot. Get that little parallax or something. Yeah. With your hips, you're away.
Yeah.
What would I do with $5,000? I would buy a good camera and a good lens.
Right, okay.
And I would, I've still got the 24 to 105 that I bought as probably my first,
good purchase.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But it's so easy to get caught up in gear, and I just try not to because, there's so many things out there making you think, I need that to be a better filmmaker. No, you don't.
Yeah.
It's quite funny because, like I was saying to you earlier, we do a lot of gigs and events and stuff like that, and I've done stuff with people in the past. And they're like, oh, man, how'd you get that shot? How'd you get that shot? How'd you get that shot? Well, while you were changing your lens with all that gear you're talking about, I was getting the shot, Yeah. So, that would be my way of looking at that.
Because I get hung up sometimes on the gear kind of thing, spending money on gear, but I've also been hung up on maybe thinking too much about investing in gear, but like you need to invest more into the business side of things, whether that be maybe polishing a website or like doing certain things like that.
Yeah, I mean...
Have you put a lot of time and effort into your website, or is it just like a...
It's all everything I've done is self-learned. Yeah. Right? I've gone on YouTube, I've worked out how to do it. Or I didn't go to uni, didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
So, and I remember like as soon as that thing, as soon as I wanted to start my own business, I was like, right, well, I got to learn how to make a website.
Yeah.
And I did an all-nighter.
Mine's a Squarespace job.
That's it. Well, there we are. Yeah. That's all you need right now, isn't it? I wouldn't get too caught up on that. I would just go and make yourself an amazing portfolio. You don't need a website these days. Okay, it's nice to have one, but if you've got an Instagram that's looking
shit hot,
seriously polished, with loads of really good work on it, people will come to you, right?
Shooting kind of like stuff that you've got an interest in, and then you're putting that together as a show reel. Yeah,
exactly. Put your best foot forward so that when people land on you, that job we got in America, they'd seen our show reel. I'm like, we want that.
Right, okay.
And I was like, I haven't updated that since 2015.
How did you get that show reel in front of them, or just by chance, or
just people looking, man? I think I've never ever given out a business card. It's all been word of mouth. Like maybe I'm very lucky, but I always think you make your own luck.
Yeah. Fair one.
Like people say that, but hang on, weren't you the guy at 3 a.m. who was up learning how to do that.
Yeah.
Now tell me I'm lucky.
I learned how to do one effect on After Effects that took you 3 hours to go back and forth between After Effects and YouTube.
You now tell me I'm lucky. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
That's it. What were you doing at 3 a.m.?
Yeah,
Probably sleeping. You know?
Have you ever like tried to do the old like jumping in like the DMs to try and put yourself out there, or have you literally, not by luck, but like managed to get those people through the door?
Yeah, just like we said earlier, do a good job, deliver it well, and sometimes it's also good to go above and beyond. So you know, I think I used to do like with music videos and bands. I used to say, well, look, I'll provide you with the video, but then I'll also provide you with a couple of teasers, and you know, so it's like 10 second clips. It's not masses, but to the client, that's really handy, and that's more stuff that can lead up then to, you know, them promoting that, or whether it's a product or a music video.
Fair.
Yeah.
So have you got any interesting, fun stories you can shine a light on? I'm sure you got a couple.
The problem is I probably forget them. God, where should we start? Well, I like I said, I mentioned the Hunter video earlier. That one that I took a risk on. I went out there with 3 boys. We didn't do a recce. We just did the recce on
Google Maps.
We're like, yeah, we can make that work. Let's get out there. Anyway, we basically rented like this Airbnb. It cost us about $3,500 for the week. Right? Yeah, I know.
So go back to that. Obviously, you said you had money there for a mortgage ready to go.
Yeah.
You literally spent your money on the mortgage to invest fully in this one.
Music video in the hope that I get paid at the end of it.
And that included buying equipment.
I didn't buy any equipment for that.
Paying like
I think I rented a couple of lenses.
I got you.
And then I paid one freelancer to come with us.
Right,
you know, it was very like guerrilla filmmaking.
Sick though.
It was like, let's make it happen, boys.
That's what gets you excited though, obviously, when you first started. I'd be buzzing about that.
Oh, I mean, I was, but it was, if I look back now, it's probably quite stupid. But, you know, it was great. And you know, the Hunter boys loved it. And we got out there, we had this
dodgy recce that you done.
We did, dodgy recce. We had this Pablo Escobar's house. Everything was marble. It had a pool, and I thought, well, because one of the shots basically in the video, he gets into a fight at the end in London after meeting this girl in the summer in Spain, and he gets punched in the face, and then the shot is him falling backwards, like 240 frames into a swimming pool. I mean, it looks amazing, right? If you saw the behind the scenes of how we pulled that off.
Talk me through it.
So,
was it like a match cut from him falling in London to him?
Yeah. Like, so him like hitting the floor on the tarmac.
Yeah.
I think I was just stood on a bollard holding this FS 700 downwards, thinking like, did we get it? Okay, let's go again. And then he hits the water. When he hits the tarmac, turns into the water.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you didn't go all the way to Spain though for that one shot, just to get the pool shot, did you?
No, we did the whole story there.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. Luckily, the London half we shot in London was only a little bit. Came in at the end, but I remember thinking, right, so we're in this house, right, and then suddenly the owner turns up because one of the bathroom's leaking.
Right,
that's the bedroom where one of the boys was staying. And we were like in this like this. It's funny, we rented $3,500 on this house, and then I'm staying in a single bed next to my mate Phil, thinking like, what the hell are we doing?
Was the rest
here?
of the crew and the band in that house as well?
Yeah, we were all in the house.
Oh, right, okay. I thought it was just you and the production team.
No. This is. I thought we'll shoot it here.
Right,
you know, we got a bed, we got a pool, we got a couple of rooms, balconies. We'll make this work. Right, then we'll go down to the beach, you know, and try and get some
shots. Yeah.
So we did anyway. It then comes to like this shot where we need to get the fall into the pool. So I put a backpack on, right? So I had my FS 700 with this big monitor on it, or the Atomos on it, something like that, I can't remember. I thought, right. And the FS 700 has got a certain amount of like buffer time, isn't it?
Right, okay.
So when you press the slow-mo, it's like you've got 6 seconds or however much, I can't remember now, to get the shot. So someone turns up now. It's leaking. The bathroom's leaking. So the owner's turned up.
Yeah.
So Phil, who was working with me at the time, runs into this room and like tries to sort of like, he closes them in basically. Whilst I'm on the balcony, I've climbed over the top, walked along this kind of like terracotta ledge now, angled ledge with this backpack on. My mate stayed the other side of the wall, holding the top of this crumpler bag or whatever it was. And I'm just squatting there now with this camera, holding it, being like, okay, I've got the frame. Got the frame. Let's just go for it. And we're all really nervous now, I think, because he's got one chance of falling in before we have to reset. You know, his clothes.
He's got to dry and everything, So you actually literally had one take.
So we had the owner in the other room. The house was leaking. Like, it was like, let's get this done. Anyway, boom. He hits the water. I remember thinking, I think I just got that.
Yeah.
I think that's money. I think we just got it.
Yeah, it's done.
And I was so excited. I was shaking. I came back over. My mate pulled me back over the side. And he watched it back. And he was just like, oh my God, look at this, how we pulled this off. And it was amazing. It looked, I mean, if it had been a proper crew, you know, that would have been a flipping crane. And oh my God, I dread to think. But the shot came out.
Come off on top.
It was so good. I had to grade it pretty much that night.
Did it make the cut as well?
Oh yes, this is the end of the video, man. It's a lovely.
So that's when the
an absolute beauty. Yeah.
What happened with the bathroom after?
I can't remember, to be honest.
You lot blocking it up, I expect.
No, I don't know. It wasn't us. Yeah.
So that shoot was a successful wrap then.
Yeah, really, really good. So that went, and we had to rent a car as well again.
Okay.
And
this come out all your back pocket initially until the record company or the band.
This is another thing that happened on that shoot where we had to rent a car and they wanted like this old whatever. But anyway, I'm going around Barcelona the weekend before on my holiday trying to rent a car now in Spain.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh God, I can't get anything. I'm on an open top bus in Barcelona looking on my phone. So not taking any of this in.
City sightseeing open top, was there?
Yeah, but all I was seeing was car rental websites.
Right, got you.
I had my dad on it and everything. And we ended up renting a car, but I didn't have a credit card at the time.
Wow.
So
it's like a nightmare with that, isn't it?
Well, so they were like, oh, well, we got to take $3,000 deposit for the car. I was thinking, oh my God. So we can't scratch this.
Nothing worse than that, like, is there?
We can't scratch this thing. So we drive up to the hills where we did some of the shots, got a shot down in Malaga and things like that. And we get back and I'm just like, that's fine. Just leave the car there to the actress. She's like, it's all right. I'll just put it. No, I was like, leave the car there, leave the car. Pulls it in.
Oh, fuck off.
Scrapes the wheels.
Women drivers.
We can't say that.
No, sorry.
So basically now me and Phil look at each other like, she just scratched the car. What are we going to do? But luckily, all we'd done right is driven the car up to the mountain and back, not that far. Yeah. The guy came to pick it up. He comes to pick the car up and he just walks around, he gets in, he goes, you haven't done any miles in it. And we were like, oh, no, we didn't really use it. Just I did a couple of photos with it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, amazing, sign that. Oh, I've never run so fast up a driveway and into a pool in my life.
2 weeks, nothing happened in 2 weeks. They didn't like reclaim like the money or anything like that.
No, so I was thinking that's my house deposit gone there.
Yeah, because I'd done something similar. Like when I went to Italy, I was putting my camera bag on top of the roof of the car rental.
Oh, okay,
and the bag I got down there scratched the top of it, and I was just waiting for 2 weeks to see my credit card like minus whatever. You pay the excess, and then obviously it never works.
Well, I didn't have a credit card, so just take it out of my bank account.
And you said also off camera as well. You said about the Nürburgring and stuff.
Went out there and did some couple of guys wanted to do a YouTube channel with some supercars. So we got involved with that. Went out to Manthe Porsche, I think.
Oh, okay.
Film, like, I don't think many people are allowed in there to film, so we filmed their cars getting upgraded and things like that, and then they went out and raced them sort of after. Really good fun. We did another shoot where we rented Anglesey Racetrack for their we had drones following and everything. It was before FPV drones, so.
You were a drone enthusiast yourself?
I do like a drone. You know, in lockdown I taught myself how to do FPV.
Right, okay.
Although it did make me feel very sick.
So, I've heard some people get motion sickness.
But you know what, after it, oh man, it's such a buzz.
So you good,
I'm all right at it,
level, like FPV wise.
Yeah, I'm all right. I
haven't dabbled in any of it.
Oh, I
dabbled in the typical DJI stuff.
Yeah, it's cheap. It's cheap. It's a cheap way of.
Yeah.
Fine, you don't crash that much, but if you crash, it's not really going to.
It's only a GoPro.
A couple of quid. Yeah. Whereas if you crash, one of these DJI £4,000 jobbies now.
Yeah.
It's very.
And it's all the whole housings within the drones. You have to get a whole new drone rather than
no thanks. Yeah. So. I mean, great. They pretty much fly themselves anyway, and they are amazing. But once you've seen that shot, you've seen it, haven't you?
Would you be bricking it if you chucked your red? Was it Komodo you got?
On the camera?
Yeah, because you can get
I'm not that good, man.
You can get the FPVs, can't you?
Yeah, you
and,
can,
and they're
yeah.
like 6 propellers, like twinned ones. They got up and down.
Yeah.
Full on. Like,
Oh, you can dip these things, yeah. Oh, it's great. Yeah.
Like,
It's a real buzz. You should have a go at it.
just don't want to put $6,000 on top of it and
No.
fly that into a wall.
Absolutely not.
So you've done that. What kind of things you're aiming for the future with like your production company? Kind of what were you moving forward to?
What are we gonna do? I like the idea of getting more in the team. Definitely, it's certainly something like recently I've never really thought about, because I just think, oh, sorry, I'll do it. I'll do it. But then it gets to the point where like I can't actually do it.
Yeah, you haven't got enough time.
And yeah, so I think I'd like to maybe start looking into sort of like digital marketing and moving the business more in that way. So you could come to us, we'll make the video and then look after the account for you.
Right, I've tried to do it. I'm trying to do that a little bit with only like some local restaurants and stuff. But take away their social media kind of worries about posting every day, and I shoot all the content, all the deliverables. Yeah. Then for an extra charge, I deal with their social. Yeah,
I mean, I think that's certainly channels. A space that is going to be like quite open in the years to come. I've had the thought of maybe turning the whole company into maybe Trust Creative, so we become more of an agency with a production company.
Multiple different avenues.
But I'll be honest, like I'm hard to manage myself.
Right. Okay.
You know, I've probably got ADHD. If I have, I thank myself.
Self-diagnosed.
Yeah, but maybe I have. If I have, great, because it's given me the ability to sort of be creative and you know, think outside the box, which I'm thankful for. Yeah. But yeah, probably that. Probably looking at expand the team. You know, continue to do good work, collaborate with people. Yeah. You know, and just keep the energy high. Really.
What kind of projects have you got in the pipeline? You got anything like you're really looking forward to, or anything you want to create yourself?
Well, I've always wanted to do a documentary.
I'm the same.
I'd love to do a documentary.
What kind of avenue are you going down? Like the sport kind of thing, or like a true story kind of vibe?
Well, I shot a video. This is a bit of a side thing, but this kind of gave me the buzz for it. My granddad and my gran passed away this year, but
sorry about that.
That's okay. Since he retired, he's raised over £1 million for cancer research.
Right. Okay.
So what I wanted to do, so he worked it out that by his 90th birthday, he would have made $1 million.
Right. Okay.
For cancer research.
Right. Got you. Yeah.
And then COVID obviously happened, so it stopped him in his tracks.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, your story is so amazing. You know, got an MBE for it and things like that. Let me make a film
and make the last 100.
And let's see if we can push you over that. Yeah. You know, that thing. So I made the film, and it was kind of like documentary-esque. And anyway, I think it brought in about maybe 50 grand, which pushed him over the $1 million.
Oh, cool.
Which was amazing.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing. And I think that gave me the buzz then I would love to make a documentary.
Yeah. Telling someone else's story, because you got to tell like.
That would be, I'd love to do something like that. Obviously I love doing the music stuff. I love doing the corporate stuff. I absolutely love it. I get a buzz from it. And I know we can do a really good job. What else? I don't know.
Don't know. Just see where the road takes you.
See where the road takes me.
What kind of advice would you offer? What kind of advice would you give to younger people, maybe starting out, that haven't quite found their feet, but want to get into this kind of world?
I would say live it. 100% live it. Be like a sponge, and just wherever you can get information from, get it. Learn, make your own mistakes, and like we touched on earlier, don't get caught up in gear. Get yourself something that works for you. Don't try and copy someone else. Yeah. Because you probably won't be able to do it as well as them. Yeah. You know? Find your own style and enjoy it.
Would you recommend working for like an agency maybe when you first start out young, or try the freelance route? I've been in this predicament the last couple of maybe months, where I kind of wish I went with an agency initially to learn the structure of a business and to learn the structure of like a creative agency. Yeah. And then if you did then have that entrepreneurship skills to then transfer them through to your own stuff, or do you think being freelance straight out the back kind of gives you that creative outlet that you just need to put out there?
I think I don't think there's a right answer to that.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you go out there with the intention of, I want to create some good films, make a good portfolio, the work will come to you.
Yeah.
Whether it's an agency, whether it's you've got so much work that you then become, the freelance turns into a business.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what I did.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
And then
Couple of
suddenly,
years behind you.
man, as long as you're enjoying it, it's the main
Yeah,
thing.
that's the main thing.
That would probably be my sort of advice on that. Again, I forgot the question.
Just basically, would you recommend going freelance or kind of agency? But like you said, you pretty much said, do what works best for you.
Yeah, do what works best for you. Enjoy it. Work hard. Be nice to people. Bring the energy, man.
Yeah, you're all about the energy.
I'm all about the energy.
What I want to say is thank you very much for coming on, mate.
Nice and Cole. Thank you so much.
It's been great meeting you. Obviously, we met for the first time, but definitely keep you in my contact list.
Please do, man. Please
That'd
do.
be sick. Thank you very much.
Nice one, buddy.
I was just going to say, where can people go and follow you, actually?
Oh, it's at Trust Productions or at Hamish Kay _. That's my own.
Sweet. Guys, go and give him a follow. Great guy. Thanks very much. Cheers. Have a good one.
Cheers, Cole.